I have a stinking cold, so I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Right, so I've been planning for a while to do a video of Seekbeats because I think it's an awesome drum synth, and now I recently heard that Dio 108 is going to be abandoned by the dev, presumably for lack of interest. And that was a lovely machine, but not exciting enough. And I'd hate to see Seekbeats go the same way, so I think that everyone should show Seekbeats some love for a while. Okay, so recently I've done Attack, and I've done Elastic Drums and various other drum machines. Seekbeats has a sound of its own, like all these other machines. The sound of Seekbeats tends to be very warm and round and lovely. Now, the sequencing isn't particularly exciting. You can set sequence lengths, you can have a number of beats in a bar, 1, 2, 4 and 8, and subdivisions into threes or fours. And that's really all there is. You can set some more advanced patterns, so the number of steps and the number of steps per beat. So you can set some longer and more exciting patterns, but generally the sequencing is quite straightforward. There's no polyrhythms, there's nothing fancy going on there. And what else do you have? You have sound banks. So if I set off this running, I've got various drums that I can set here. So a wide selection of bass drums, cymbals, snares, and all of these are synthesized. So this is all good stuff. Right. So the synthesis engine is where Seekbeats really comes into its own. If I go to one here, right, this is the synth engine. So I've got two oscillators, which I've currently got to a sine and a triangle, although the triangle, you'll notice, has got the gain turned right down. So I'm going to just turn that on so you can hear what's going on. And there's the triangle coming in, you can hear that. And you can tune both these oscillators. Now you've got squares and saws and sines. So the basic oscillator sets, you can set the octave on both of those. Now, what's interesting when things start to get fun here, obviously I've got the tune, I've got the envelopes, and this is this is the frequency filter. I can switch on and off here. Here I've got some overdrive, I can switch on and off. I've got some chorus. I've got mute groups. There are a couple of mute groups you can turn off here, and this is actually slidable, so you can mute other drums to differing degrees, which gives you some great effects when you're sequencing. Okay, let's switch that for a second. Right, now the thing that really sets Seekbeats apart is, first of all, any of these parameters can be set to be velocity sensitive. So if I put in a couple of extra beats here with some different velocities on, right, I go back to my synth page here. If I double click the gain, I'll have both these oscillators gaining based upon the velocity. Let's have a tune velocity sensor as well. Alright, and let's have some overdrive amount, and maybe frequency here. Yeah, getting some little subtle sounds coming in the side. Right, this is good. But what really makes this special, so I've now got all this velocity sensitive stuff happening, which is great, but I've also got some envelopes, and each of these envelopes can have up to 8 points in them. So this one here I'm showing is the amp envelope, sensitive filter. Like that. And then this one. This is the pitch. Now, this is where this differs, because normally pitch you just have a knob with the frequency and speed of the pitch, but here you can actually set this. It's crazy on that. And this can be set to beats, and it can be set to it can also be set to seconds as well. So if you want to be more precise with these, you can be. And going back to going back to my sequence now. If you want to try out any of the amp, so now I can hear what all different amp will sound like, and here is the noise. So you can get a really good impression. You can design some pretty interesting sounds here. I can also use this for basses. So quite often I put out a track recently which actually had a bass line that was based on one of the parts here, just because I set it to be the velocity to set the pitch, and that worked beautifully. Okay, so if I let's load a bank, load session. Try that. Okay, I think that's one from my first album. My first album was pretty much entirely based upon Seekbeats drums. Right, now another interesting thing about Seekbeats is this got this randomizer. Now here I can set this to randomize many parameters, all the parameters, or just none of the parameters there. So let's see if it's many. And I'm going to lock the envelope time, otherwise you can change the envelope time and things get really freaky. And it helps just to click reset and everything. Right, so that's resetting the randomizing engine. And if I now randomize everything, I'm randomizing all parameters or all of my drums. Now I can lock one or two of these if I don't want to change the snare and the bass. Now that's applying the same randomization as before. But if I go back here and reset the randomization engine, I'm now applying a different set of randomization to different parameters. And I can find one of these I like. And what you can do if you're just wanting to come up with a drum kit that is something new and interesting, you can just randomize one of these, and if you don't like that, you can reset it and try again. And if you like that sound, then you can reset that and use that as the basis of a new randomization. You come up with something new and interesting and quirky. Anyway, that's a quick overview of Seekbeats. We do also have this performance where you can put patterns together, which I've never used because I tend to do everything in sequences. You have in the sequence, you can also play by pads, which are velocity low to high. So if you're trying to program a drum and you want to know how the velocity is going to change, it's a good place to try it out there. As I say, lots of sound banks, and yeah, okay. So I hope you enjoyed that. Give Seekbeats some love. Keep it with us. I love this app, and I want it to stay around. Okay. Hope I didn't sniff too much. Thanks. Bye.